All right. We're here. Current buddy, thank you for the 53-month resub, man. Thank you, Mage. Hey, Dread. Hey, Rodden. It's been a minute. It's been a couple minutes, actually. It was fun, though. I had a good time. What's up? Oh, shit. All right, let's just go now. We're going to turn these keys before Ryan's doing shuffles, man, on a holy paladin. Dev, buddy, number 42-month resub. We'll figure out. Bro, DKs look pretty fucking good tomorrow. Those changes are sick. Like, they're really sick. They're some of the best. Ow, fuck, man. They're some of the best changes I've seen for DK for sure. It's 100% Magus damage. It's kind of interesting. A lot of people are like, oh, it's 50. It's not 50%. It's 100%. When something is nerfed by 50% and you put it back at 100%, you are doubling it. It's worded incredibly poorly. That's why if you look at your if you look at your Magus damage right now and it's nerfed by 50%, it's like it actually shows it being nerfed by like 75% over PvE. I mean, the build that I've been playing for the last 3 weeks is gonna bang tomorrow. It's gonna be fucked up. And you're tankier as well. And warriors one-shot you less. Although the warrior changes, believe it or not, are super reasonable. The changes to Arms Warrior are unbelievably generous. They buffed it by, I'm not even sure what the nerf percentage is. When you buff an ability by 20% and then you nerf it by 15%, what's it end up at? Is it just offsetting it? Hang on a sec. So it's 1.15 times or 1.2. Well, it's not really like that, right? We could kind of just generalize it as that times 0.85. So it's buffed by 2%. It's a 2% buff. Still, they aren't even offsetting the previous change. When you buff by 20%, then nerf by 15%, it's still buffed by 2% over what it was before the changes. Pretty sick. Well, the way that Unholy is going to work is kind of interesting, but we'll see. I think that Death Knights will be able to do something very, very important. They'll be able to actually hold their own in terms of tankiness. Like that you can actually, you know, much like when you play the Red Paladin, the Red Paladins can hold their own in terms of tankiness too. You know, so comps like Red Warrior work. With the changes coming in, it's basically 30% Deathstroke healing. It's pretty nice. 30% Deathstrike is a big one. I think the difference there is that Deathstrike will now, like when you use it correctly, and a lot of times you don't use it correctly right now. I think you can make weak auras and stuff probably to track it. But when you probably just make, honestly, you probably try to make a weak aura that tracks your incoming damage, and then the moment it crosses a certain threshold, it just kind of tells you what it's going to heal for, and then you just press it kind of like rotationally almost. And I think that it'll every time you press it with it above those thresholds, it'll actually feel like your health spikes up a ton. If you take a big hit, you can like give yourself an extra, you know, it basically becomes DR. It'll become damage reduction. So whenever you attack a DK, if you do too much, if you hit them too hard too quickly, they will have the ability to like wall your damage every time they press Death Strike. It'll bump your health up by 20-30%, and that will give people time to recover. Let's have a change. The Festering Strike change is irrelevant, but the Magus build's gonna bang. I'm not even sure which version of Magus build will bang, because there are I think kind of more. Oh no, there's not. Right, because you can't really play. Oh, can you? Hold up. No. It's a choice between Super Strain and Disease build and Commander build. You could cook some weird stuff though with like Plaguebringer still, I suppose, and just play one Disease Plaguebringer. but I don't think there's any way to play Big Magus and Big Plaguebringer at the same time. You can play Eben. So you could play like, I mean, okay. BFA, it's like BFA DK. If you, how do you do it? If you spec this way, it's like BFA DK, where you didn't have 3 diseases, but you have like your 1 disease ticking for a lot. But it's sort of cooked. I think the build that you'll probably see mostly tomorrow from Death Knights, if I had to guess, is actually maybe not Death Rot. If Magus hits really hard, you'll see a build like this. That's the ultimate Magus build, right? Everything is built around your pet hitting harder. Obviously you can play this build still, but I do think Menacing Magus might be sick. Hey Johnny, how are we doing today, buddy? Thank you. No, I was a bit nervous about being on Warrior into Sub Rogue. They definitely, I mean, we set it up pretty well. Thank you. No, we had a good, like an especially like reasonable showing on Warrior in the end, which I'm happy about. They were actually like, I don't think I played it poorly, and I think I had some pretty out of character plays from my POV, like Reflex and a lot of it does. The UI doesn't track banners, but there are quite a few pre's on banner and stuff too. It was a good couple games. It took me a while to abandon all hope on Death Knight. Like I was still like hopeful, and then I was like the last 2 days that were there, I was like fuck it, and I just gave up on DK and started spamming on Warrior. We need to do some keys real quick. Do you want to do a key or two, Johnny, before I head off for today? I'm tired as shit. I've been up since 6 o'clock traveling. You don't need gear. It's actually completely fine. You don't need to have gear. I don't actually care. You could literally, I will literally throw you across the key. You know, I will care. Aaron and I will make sure you get through. If you want to. If you don't want to, it's all good. Totally fine. Where I'm only doing it to get a vault slot. So I'm just doing 10s. And we're just going through for that. I don't even care if we finish them. Yeah. Go for it. What's your name, Chris? If anyone's come on, we're just doing, these are just 10s. We're just trying to complete. Nothing else. I like Aaron and I are both pretty good. You play whatever I mean, in terms of what you should play for keys, I would play whatever. What does your heart tell you? But yeah, if you want to come along on any character, it can be in the worst get possible. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna like we can format our way through it. We don't care if we like you don't get anything for plus oneing it. We're both pretty good, so it wouldn't be a problem. The meta, I don't really know the meta that well. I'm playing it off meta spec myself right now. Well, you would win on any spec because keys have been changed. The way the game works now is quite different. And we don't have a consistent mage that comes along every time. So mage is pretty, like any mage, but I don't think it has to be arcane though, does it? Let me see what the meta is. Let me see what the MDI is. What's happening in the MDI? I guess. Day 1. Is there a way to see what people are doing? It's like DK. It is arcane with Gingy. Moonkin? Do any of those interest you? Well, Aaron has PI. We have space for one person. We're gonna do like 1 to 4 keys depending on how long I can stay awake. Like I said, I'm feeling very, very tired today. Thoughts on the ad change coming out? It's weird. A lot of people are reacting to that for the first time still. That specific announcement happened indirectly through a video released by Blizzard about a month ago. There was a conversation between I think it was, who was it? Dratnos Maximum and Ian, I believe, were all talking about it, and it wasn't like said directly, but actually no, it was said directly, but it was posed as a comment from like Dratnos or from Max. It wasn't like Ian himself directly saying it, but it was very clear that that's what they're working towards. So now, no add-ons on WoW. There are two comments I have on that. First of all, great. Second of all, well, great for me. I don't think it's necessarily great for the game overall, because I actually think add-ons are incredibly good at equalizing the playing field. So I don't know if it'll be net positive. If you have an advantage in the game, like previously, I think pre-weak horrors, personally, you know, this going back to Shadowlands. I think pre-Shadowlands, the players with more experience had a bigger advantage because they had more knowledge and they had more time to understand everything. And I think weak horrors break a lot of that down and give everyone else everything. So, I don't know if it's like, it might be better, it might be worse. I think it might be really good for players that have played a lot and have a good understanding of the game. You'll feel really rewarded for that. But yeah. The other comment I would make is it's just following along with the comment they made in that first thing like a month ago, where they said they weren't going to do that stuff until they had the base UI at a point where everything was shown. So I guess there's two split off comments to that, right? First of all, it sounds like they want the game to produce all the shit that's currently in weak horrors that we're complaining about. Believe it or not. So they're basically saying we think the UI should be doing that job. Not that they're not saying they don't want that information available. They're saying they want the game to do it instead. And yeah. Well, it's really difficult to get tournaments to be that enjoyable again, in my opinion. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not against the concept of weak horrors in arena either. But right now, people would just use add-ons. Like again, if it was me and I'm like, you know, responsive and I'm like trying to figure out how we're supposed to play to not give away anything in terms of advantages and stuff to people, then I would make an add-on that does exactly what my weak horrors currently do, and it wouldn't be difficult. Once you have it done for one thing, you just copy it all in and you're good to go. So and that was also capable forever. You're already capable. That's what happened with raiding. Actually, pre-weak horrors, if you raided in a high-end guild pre-weak horrors, what they did was that for every single boss that they did, instead of making a weak horror, they just made an add-on that did the exact same thing. It would pass the combat log and look for certain events and give you specific like timers and stuff. I mean, we had that. I raided in a guild back in 2009 that was just doing custom add-ons for boss fights, like Yogg Zero and stuff. They had an add-on that like would find the right mob and mark them and like, you know, go through and do all the things that weak horrors would do today. So it sounds like they say they want no CD tracking, which is a major thing. I think they want that's a weird thing though, because no CD tracking is not really what I think they wanted to kill Omni CD and Omnibar a little bit, but I think they wanted to make the base UI highlight active cooldowns. So like if someone pops combustion, the UI is going to scream they pop combustion, not air horns, but like the game is going to like both visually and through audio, like it's going to have a very distinctive sound maybe, and it's going to have like the UI is going to show it really in a really blatant way. So it's hard to say, right? Hard to say. But yeah, I'm not against it. I don't think that the current stuff they've talked about sounds to me like it's a major step in any different direction. I don't know if it's just like to appease people or what. If they cooldown manage things to justify, they won't do a great job. So there's different goals behind each thing. So the cooldown manager, the goal behind that was to, I should try and get this key going. You sure want to come, right? Johnny, you definitely want to come along. We have space for 2 more DPS. Doesn't matter about gear. I probably already have a 10 on this character that I haven't done. I've done 0 keys this week. Oh, I got a 12. I'll put it at a 10. Yeah, I think you can streamline something, but yeah, the goal behind the cooldown manager that currently exists in the game right now is because initially when they put that in the game, they were trying to create an add-on that was like so players wouldn't have a disadvantage for not using something like that. So they just wanted to put something in that was like, okay, now the disadvantage you're playing at isn't as drastic. But they're changing that. Thanks, Kudos, buddy. They're changing that, and their plan eventually, in this case, is to get to a point where they can remove the existing functionality and just have streamlined functionality instead. So I wonder if thanks, Zarek, buddy. I think they can streamline it too, though, and like have your like frames catch fire if you're popping a major offensive cooldown, that type of thing, or grow or like glow a specific color based on a cooldown, and yeah, the game can do a good job. And to answer another thing that was said before as well, like it is somewhat disappointing that that Death Knights, you know, it wouldn't have hurt to give them these changes that are coming tomorrow about 5 days ago. I think it's kind of like silly to if those changes were like already in the pipeline to hold those changes back. Like they are very drastic. I mean, for one, the Death Strike change happening now is kind of comical considering this has been an issue for a full year now, almost. Honestly, that specific change was bad last expansion too. Like how do you decide that change is necessary now but not at any other point? You know, it's kind of crazy. And I think it's okay to be critical of that as well. Nick, do you want to come along, buddy, to a key? I want to pug as few spots as I can if I can avoid it. Wait, do you want to come along, Chrome, to a key? It doesn't matter about your gear and shit. You need to play DK with those changes? Yes. 100%. 1000%. I think DK Ellie is actually pretty sick. Like, so, I don't think DK Ellie is crazy into sub Destro, for example. I think Warrior was way better for that. But I actually think DK's fuck up Feral Druids right now. And I think that it would be sick into Ellie Feral. I actually think you could have ran like next week. You could run DK Ellie really well. All right, let's get started with this. Are you online, Nick? You are. I mean, it might affect blood in PvP. I think it said general, so yeah, probably, but it doesn't really matter. Blood already has plenty of healing. The real reason why blood does plenty of healing is it has so much health and it takes so much damage that the death strikes are always big. It's just like a giant window because you're getting hit so hard. ABC's over. That's the end of it. Exactly, healing wax. I probably just do my 10 that I've got. I'm Aaron and I are both tired. Yeah, they're cool changes. Even the frost changes are pretty sick. Although I don't know if it changes much about frost. Who else asked for a key? Oh, not gonna sub. Do you want to come along? This is on NA. Be a kill turn. I actually was a kill turn at one point on something. I don't know if it was on Death Knight. I might have tried it. What's your name and sub? And I'm gonna sub. I'll invite you. We can add to my Mind's Dark Flame 10, I think. Yeah, no, it was a fun. I'm happy to get to play. Like I'm happy they're confident that they could play warrior and stuff there too. I got nothing for you, unfortunately, Kidos, buddy. All right, let's go. Where's Dark Flame? I can pull it to, I guess. Dark Flame, War Within. Excuse, no, for arms change much. Other than it being super generous, no. Super generous. Generous because I think that warriors will still be sick with that change. It might push people back a little bit more towards. Honestly, there's also the Mountain Thane Fury buffs coming in. And those are interesting too, right? Like Thane Fury could be crazy too. But yeah, they're like, I mean, Arms was already able to have big executes before they changed that stuff. But yeah, Thane Fury could also just be really good. Did you port, Aaron? Okay, we're here. We can just go on. Wait, no, we gotta get our priest. Any 4 gives you a cartel chip, but you only get 1 per week. Now. Well, you have your 3 already, but we have to do all 12s to get you the ability to buy a mythic piece with it. Help me summon this priest. What's up? All right, we send. But yeah, I think Death and Super 6 tomorrow, and I think they would have changed quite a bit. The biggest reason why people don't play DK comps as well in general, especially competitively, is the Death Strike change. Like that change could have happened to like literally over a year ago. It's been necessary for a very long time, and it's just one of those things we've dodged, and they've tried to make DKs good by making them 5, 4, 3, like aggressive. 2, but that 1. The meta in ABC is always to play tank shit. So it has a giant impact on the way things play out in general. I think DKs will be very reasonable with that tank change. I think Death Strike being a real button will be really nice. You would get In the super long game, sure, you'll still get dampened. It's not going to change everything. It's not you like those changes aren't enough to make you the god class, but they are enough to give you things that you are very good into, maybe even best into, but certainly very good into. And that's all you can expect, right? You can't reasonably expect to be god tier, and those changes aren't promising that. Nor would I be like super supportive of any changes promising that, right? It's hard. It's not fair to be like, oh, I should just be in a position where you're OP as fuck. But I do think that it gives you a place instead of just it being kind of worthless in every situation. You have situations where you'll do quite well. So it's just kind of a no-brainer change that will have an impact on things. I mean, you got dampened in BFA when you had the most god tier healing of all time. Any queues tonight? Nah, we're just gonna do a couple keys and then probably head off tonight. I'm tired. I wasn't even gonna stream, but Aaron and I would like to get a vault for us both. Oh shit. Oh shit. This is the dispel one, I think. What killed? Something's hitting you? There's two little things going around? These? Oh, they're rooted over here. Manual. Is that what killed people? Yeah, you did. You got hit by one of these. Huh. What are you getting hit by? Huh? You can heal through it too, but we gotta kill these casters and interrupt them. We've got a bad kick comp. Like 2 long duration kicks. It's mostly cast going off, except your death. Your death wasn't cast related. These things spam cast the bolts. I don't know why this is still in the game. It is like quite literally the most dog shit debuff of all time. Like no one likes this affix. If it's still the same way. I guess I mean that's why you do 12s. You don't have to deal with that kind of shit. How do you break it? Was the dispel? Hmm? No, that's when you dispel. Any kind of dispel removes that. Any kind of dispel. It's like curse. Like the shaman can decurse. Nah, it's the nah. That's when you dispel on. That's a giant healing absorb until you dispel. So you shouldn't dispel me, but you should dispel everyone else pretty much. Well, it shows us everything, I think. Yeah, that's what killed. Not you. You died to me not picking up 2 mobs. That you dispel. Not for me though. Make sure you dispel yourself because I'll heal through it. You can also heal through it too. Your options are dispel it or heal through it. You can MD it as well if you need to. Yeah, it doesn't show us that exactly. Mighty Crusher, but I think the 39-month resub. We're stacked with cleanses. Depends if they're spec'd into them. What debuff? Oh. He got rid of them.
Didn't trust nobody. So mean. Quick, faster. I'll catch up.
Doing the mechanic again. Not on me. I'm fine. You don't need mass spell. Just dispel it from yourself. And you got through it instantly. I just dispel yourself and then you heal. Mine will get healed through by me, and then you just spell one of the person before it goes off. Yeah, it's a weird mechanic. Threat, sorry. Sure I pulled all this shit. Thanks, buddy. It was fun to get to play Warrior. Bro, we actually still talk in Discord. So it doesn't affect that at all. But you get low ping. They have pretty insane PCs. You get to obviously like kind of no distractions, talk about all the different. It's definitely like any kind of boot camping is pretty insane for that kind of thing. DJ on the 32-month resub. I am like kind of fairly confident that we probably at least had a good chance at not doing as well as we did without that. I think it has a pretty reasonable impact on how you progress in matchups, how you understand in matchups. You did it right. You still don't want to blow out too many candles with that. It's not really that. I mean, I don't think that was your fault. I think it was because I moved out of melee, maybe. I don't know what Blazing Storms is from. How many beers do I have? 1. Is it for me? It just makes it kill everyone? I just had fire all over my side of the room. I'm gonna res 2 people in 23 seconds. I'm gonna keep going, I think. We have Ankh too, actually. Wait. We can... Oh, shit. That's not good. I'm alive. Wait. When should I res? Can I res now? We can build a team of 4. I mean, this is the mechanic. I just stand in the shit. Okay, well, not now. Now would be bad. I don't know. This will kill everyone. Now I res. I think. Yeah, okay. Now you guys are gonna have to get mechanics going. Get ready to do your normal mechanics now. Look at that. That's a recovery. That you wanna light as many candles as you can with that. We lit 3. And then you can only blow out 1 candle with this next one. Wait, why are there so many candles lit? And now this is the thing that got everyone killed last time. But I guess as a tank, I just stand in melee, even though... This will hurt, I think. No? I don't know, man. Now all the candles are out. We're gonna light them again. Yes, this mechanic, you want to run over as many candles as you can. We got a couple. Now you're gonna try to... You only want to put out 1 candle with this, I think. I don't know. I think. I feel like I don't understand why this... Oh, I understand. Never mind. People would cheese mechanics on it. I mean, it was clean except that I got everyone killed. It wasn't. That was just because yeah, I don't know. I moved out of melee for a second and it killed everyone instantly, I think. I feel like when you move out of melee, it's just fuck the tank up really badly. So you have the ability to recover and use cooldowns. Nah, it kills everyone in the group. It AoEs the entire group instantly if he's in his own melee. No, this is just showing you the mechanic to get rid of them. I don't think you need to get rid of them on this. We've done this place only like twice, I think. Only on 10s. You stack, yeah. You stack and then you the molds you try and get rid of with mechanics. And you just we kick. You just spread. Well, you want to get rid of 1 mold each. In a sec. Those mechanics have to go on. Except that we got fed. We're a weak kick comp, kinda. We didn't get rid of a bunch of these. Hopefully we didn't both kick the... You get rid of one? Any of them. Any of them. Doesn't matter which one. It only gets rid of one. Now we want to get rid of... We're just not kicking. We don't have a good kick comp, I guess. I don't know. I guess we both are looking at... We only have 2 kicks in this group or something? I don't know. Our shaman has to be our next kick. We're good. Now you just get rid of the remaining ones. That's a good one to get rid of. Now get rid of as many of those as we can. Just your circle has to go over it. We're still gonna have to... Hopefully... We just need people to get more than one, because you're gonna slowly get overwhelmed by everyone that we leave up. Kicks are weak for sure. Yeah, we're just sucking at kicking. Our kicks are a problem in this group for sure. I don't know. It's just kicks. If you don't kick, you just get hit by the fair. My kicks on CD each time. Nah, we missed that should be a wipe. The absolute instant it goes off. I mean, we're gonna wipe to. Is it spawn a lot of them? I don't think I can solo this thing. We're cooked. Res for 2 minutes either. How many is it spawning? 5 per? Yeah. I thought we went off already. The molds aren't really killing me, but it just has so much health. It's also annoying to have to move out of melee for this. Even for a second. This is 3. I really don't want to move out for this shit. I could get 2. I could get 2. Getting fed. Nothing I can do about it. Hey, Eel. It's all good. We're just doing this complete. Hey, big. Oh, I guess if I actually land the kick on each one, do I have the ability to kick each one? No, I don't think so. But yeah, I can get all the kicks as long as I actually land the kick. If the kick goes to someone else, no, I'm not playing the talent. I am playing the talent, yeah. So if I get the kick, then but if someone else lands the kick instead, so I guess if no one kicked, I would have every kick. No, I pushed her. I wasn't close to dying.
No more Candle King. We can be free. But first, the darkness.
These them at 20, I'm at 3 sub, buddy.
Flee to freedom. We can use big candle cart to escape.
Wait, I think is risking out of this troll. I can't be healed, I don't think, out there. I have no idea. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wanted to play DK, but yeah, we never got to test it into something like Ellie Farrell. It's rare to find that kind of thing on ladder. I am pretty confident that it would have been bad. Go to stat build. Maga seems to like haste more than likes mastery, but who knows? I'm pretty sure I bit of both. As a Death Knight, you might, dream like in a dream scenario. Maybe you can drop a little bit of us too. You don't have to play as much of us, to allow for having more control over your health with Death Strike. But I don't know.
Quick, grab some dynamite and let's go. Wait for me.
And ideally we do the boss a little less trash, I think, but if you want to try and time it, we have to. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I have to get into the light. I know, I can now. I guess there's like a point at which you go into the darkness. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be rough. That's get those get moved out of the light. This one you only have people go to the sides and get stuff, move it in. We keep our light. If not, I die. Just put it away from somewhere. You guys move that out a tiny bit. It's almost over. No one dies, we win. Oh wait, we have mob count. We're missing 1% mob count. What percent does the guy die at? 50? If it's 50, it might happen. Yeah, 24 seconds to get 1% mob count. That was not enough time. Off by the teeniest of margins. I just didn't know exactly what mob count I needed. I could have pulled more in with the boss. And it'd be done. What key do you have, Aaron? Which one? Give this on a 12. We could just do it again. You done with changes now? I don't know if I did. I say they're done with changes. Isn't there a point? There's a 0.7 patch still, right? We're in the 0.5 patch?
It's time. Go take Candle.
Hit the mount. That's sick. Yeah, but it's still 0.7. All right, we space for one. We do the same one. Wait, oop. Stagger plus 10. Wait, you have plus 10. Oh, wait, no, yours is not 10. Do we have any 10s? You did totally fine, buddy. We got 9. We got 2 9s and 12. Do you know how to downgrade your key, Aaron? Do you know how to? You just go to Donegal and there's a person you talk to in the. You gonna come, Dank? I'll invite when you log on. It is over. What's up? I'm just gonna go stand next to it. So we have space for 2. 3 actually. So it's a 10. Just so it's 10, yeah. Have we got any buffs? I mean, the Death Star changes just put in them where they should have been years ago. It's a big deal because they'll still get dampened, but they won't feel as big a liability, and it'll have a very small change in shuffle. Like they're already good in shuffle, I think. Healing in shuffle, like self healing in shuffle, is kind of irrelevant, and it'll continue to be irrelevant with that change. But in threes, for the first 5 minutes, they'll actually feel probably like they have good control of their health, and that's obviously a good thing. Do you think I should get a Dank? Red's good. The 3K one, I assume. We need a lost stream. The dragon or shaman. It's absurdly good, but whatever. Trying to go fast, I suppose. All right. Oh, Hunter, I forgot I could go Hunter. That's a good point. Can I port with that when we don't time it? Yeah, we can. Please port back there again.
It's time. Go take Candle.
These guys already have the ports. I think I booted him off when I reset the instance. I think it was my bad. Yeah, we're inside now. You're the key, keep in mind. You can start if you want. To put someone's standing on it. As for the Magus changes, I mean, they're pretty sick changes. I don't know. Magus is getting its shadow ball damage doubled. Before it was kind of RNG. Like Magus actually felt really good. If you had if you liked it, if you played the Magus build and you noticed that you had triple hits of frostbolts all at the same time, people got kind of blasted by that. It's like 750k, 800k for those three things hitting together. But it was rare because the other version is nerfed by half, right? And when it's nerfed by half, this change is buffing it by 100%. And that's going to have, like, you're going to notice that. That's incredibly difficult to not notice. That's a big change. It's going to become real strong. And it's kind of non-toxic damage too, in the sense that, or 3 of these is craziness. I should not, but it's kind of non-toxic damage in that you almost trucked. It's non-toxic damage in that it's not like the disease bill where it just tries to be unhealable. It's going to feel busty and you have control over that damage. I mean, I personally think the comp that I would be most interested in playing next, like tomorrow, probably just LADK. I think your MS is enough for that comp, and I think that your burst is higher than like your kind of like not burst. I guess you don't one shot as hard as a warrior, but you have really satisfying. I don't know, like it's like sustained burst, right? Like over like 10 seconds, you can do a lot. You can do more than a warrior, and you're harder to kite. It's like it's stickier damage than warrior damage. I feel like warrior damage is kind of bursty and doesn't stick super well until damp. And I think that Death Knight damage during Magus windows, and especially during your army windows, is like really sticky, and like they've got to deal with it. You want to see us playing that in ABC because more than likely, if DKs are good, let's suppose for a second that Death Knights are good. The majority of times, there's no tournaments coming up in the near future that we know of at least, and pretty good chance that whatever enjoyment the Death Knights have in the next couple weeks, you know, even if we are overly optimistic about it, there's like a reasonable chance they'll be nerfed by the time the next tournaments come around. That's not necessary. You should probably be lusting our Windwalker friend back. I mean, these guys are all good. They're all high rated. I mean, I don't know. Next week's all like the changes to Frost are pretty sick too, right? I don't know what'll happen with the changes to Frost. They're getting some really nice changes as well. They're buffing Obliterate and Frost Strike at the same time. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I can't understand how nice those changes are, but how shit the timing is. Like, it's horrifying timing from my POV. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's so much hope that it actually feels hopeless. Because the timing is like literally the worst I've ever seen. I think tomorrow's buffs are plenty for the Magus build. I think the Magus build is going to fucking blast. I think Magus will be your top damage. Maybe you still want to be non-existent by now. Yeah, but the thing is, right? Like, it's cute to have a class, not a spec, to have a class be irrelevant for one expansion or one patch, but it's not cute at a certain point. You just gotta dodge it. That works. What you did this good. Wait, is he gonna despawn?
Oh my god.
Ah, he doesn't despawn. He didn't give a fuck. That's interesting. Yeah, it's you'd think it'd be cute at a certain point, but it's not. You know, people can't put up with you being dog shit forever, and that's not like it's. They just got to get their act together and get the class good, and give it what it needs. And the Death Strike change is the change it needs. That isn't to like, thank you for the buff type situation. That is like, thank you for finally making the class, not just like, you know, gimping the class for no reason. You know, like it's like putting the class in a spot where it's not being forced to play with one hand behind its back the whole time. I'm not even sure. They might still feel that way for all I know, but that is just like a no-brainer change that should have happened. It should never have been nerfed in Dragonflight. It was a bad change when it happened in Dragonflight, and it's been consistently bad since then. And it was changed like the week before the first season in Dragonflight. And realistically, the compensationary change there is that like they actually nerfed Deathstrike. This expansion, they had like there's a blanket buff to it where you can't press Deathstrike twice anymore. So it's still not necessarily even better than it's probably going to be similar to Dragonflight, but without it being nerfed an additional time. I don't know. I'm not grateful for that change, personally. I'm not grateful for that change because it should have already happened a long time ago. I'm grateful for the Magus change. I'm not grateful for the Deathstrike one. The number of times that DKs were forced to die to like show that. The Shaman buffs to sick too, yeah. I don't know whether it changes anything, but I think they're fun. Bastelli, them with a 41 month 3 sub, buddy. You want to spread it, yeah. Maybe light everything on fire. You only have to get one. There's one each, I think, or someone gets 2 or something. We did fine. We only missed 2. It puts a dot on you based on how many are left. Hopefully we didn't get 3. We did get 3. Base one with a 2 month resub as well. No, I'm excited for the bus too. I'm excited to try it. I mean, again, it's hard to not feel let down by the timing of it from my point of view, but I'm grateful. I would love to not be a meme. And from a tournament standpoint, I'm grateful that I got to play Warrior anyway. You know, like getting to play Warrior in that tournament was kind of fun, and Warrior was sick, as it were. I think Warrior will continue to be sick. They've done a good job for the most part with changes. Couple blind spots here and there. Bro, DKs haven't been. It's been such a long time. Yeah, it's. I would love to be able to play the class that I really like and not feel guilty about it. I'm excited to not feel guilty about it. Potentially, well, at least tomorrow. At least while we figure out stuff tomorrow, I won't feel guilty about it, right? I don't know what would be best. I might play something dog shit. But I'm sure there'll be some fun comps to try. Excited to figure out what those are. Do you think H-Pal's in a good spot or a very good spot? Ooh, that's an interesting quick. It's an interesting and like slight. Yeah, I see it. That's like an interesting and slightly loaded question. So I think H-Pal is good or very good. I don't know. I think H-Pal has its weaknesses. It does best, I think, healing. It's kind of like Holy Priest, where like it's really good at healing tanky melee and tanky casters, and it's pretty bad at healing non-tanky classes. Like it does run out of healing sometimes. Reap is weird. In the end, it felt too expensive. It doesn't hard enough. Like Reap hits for less and doesn't crit as consistently as an execute does. So it's like kind of an expensive button to press because it doesn't always go off, right? I think H-Spell's good. And I think it's exceptional with, you know, things like, you know, Feral Shadow Priest, Feral Alley. There might even be other comps that they're really insane with. Wouldn't be surprised if it was good with Rogue Mage, Windwalker Mage, Windwalker Alley, that type of thing. KW White Teeth, the 4-year resub, man, that is insane. Thank you, buddy. It's also my like 9th sub today, I think. Actually, 9th sub today. Thanks to support. It means a lot. I know we're Mythic Plus. I know it's a very short stream. I will be back to relatively long streams tomorrow, I think is the plan. Today I wasn't planning to stream at all, but we'll try and get 4 keys done. I mean, I think you will run Menacing Magus tomorrow, but I'm not completely sure. It's one of the things I would test first, I think. You know what I think the most important thing is? And this is going to actually sound kind of weird. Troll, I think, is substantially better than every other option that you have. I don't think it's close. It's you say kill Terran Johnny, but it's definitely a troll DK angle. It's up for every other abomination, which is where all your damage happens, and it's a special kind of haste. I know, yeah, like I'm not saying you have the mechanic on you. Knocks you off the edge. I will try and get you. I think I got you. Hey Mike, how are you doing today, buddy? So we didn't do the greatest job with these. Hopefully we get, we need someone to get across there. We're missing 3. Extra healing for you. An air ball. Now we have to do a good job with this one. I think we'll get them all. All but one, maybe. I think it's all but one. Wait, it's your birthday today, man? Happy birthday, buddy. Yeah, look, tomorrow's buffs look really fun in a lot of ways. Yeah, I think good enough that we could easily see some meta shifts for sure. Maybe cleaves become a better. It like kind of enables cleave to do better, especially specifically. But I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're actually hard targeting shamans as a cleave healing option. It seems like. which is a cool direction to go with it because I think you're seeing less of those niche cleaves. So I think the expectation here is that, you know, from that POV that you might see more, maybe Windwalker DK, maybe Rogue DK, maybe you know, TSG with Shaman, maybe just like comps without as many kicks in general, and just picking up a Shaman. Like Shadow Priest Shaman often does well too if you can actually keep him alive. That type of thing. Yeah, coincidentally, the buffs to DK tomorrow are really good too. They're all nice changes. I'm not sure if Ryan would want to play Warrior. He might. I think we'd probably. I mean, I'm not sure how much we'll play because ABC's over, so I couldn't promise that you'll see me play with the team too often over the next couple weeks. Kind of depends on how everyone feels, but we'd probably try like Windwalker DK, DHDK, Rogue DK. Maybe some Hunter DK again. Yeah, that whole series played in a super interesting way from our POV. It was this. I don't know if. I think Chuck is probably best to talk about it, but the meta actually evolved quite a bit over the course of a couple days in terms of how teams actually approached games on TR compared to on live. People made different gearing decisions, and it made matchups more like, I think Sub-Bro got a little bit worse, for example, at least on NA. I mean, both regions were reverse stacking, but yeah, it had an interesting impact on the way that games played out. Like, we crafted Thunder as a solution to Destro Sub, which was what kind of crushing us on ladder. We didn't have that much practice into it though, so I wasn't super confident in it, but it worked out. That was how we the way that the first series played out was how we expected our games versus them to play out in general. That was what that was the thing we expected them to play, and that was what we were afraid of. F. I got it now. Do I mod count? I think it will be. Just barely. Well, so Gravity Lapse is really... That one's actually not super interesting of a decision. It's based on the hero talent that they were playing. So as a... Specifically, I think it's Spellslinger Arcane. You have to play Gravity Lapse. You get like a root that doesn't DR on that. I think it would be very troll not to. I think everyone who plays that particular version of like that particular hero tree always plays it. I don't think anything has fun healing is that shit. Seem niche. It's not niche. I mean, every single mage that plays that always played that specific route. They actually had some interesting stuff with it too. Like they had like a pretty crazy one on Chuck at one point. Like you can kind of use it behind pillar, and it's like a CC route, and you're stuck in midair at the same time. So it's interesting. Tomorrow I'm gonna be starting early. What key did you get? It's your favorite. Turn that into a 10. We'll send it real quick. Yeah, you have to go down it to go to that same place. Nice, Mike. I wonder if I have Mott Beta. I don't have Mott Beta yet. I have War Within Beta. Any specs need nothing? Nothing's an interesting one. Believe it or not, I'm not a fan of nothing in general. Even when I'm behind. I think nothing has a really chilling effect on the ladder. It was, I don't know who used to have that up. I think it was Jar. He used to say a lot. He thought, you should just buff things, and on like I don't think that's always true, but I think in general, when you nerf specs, people stop playing them, and when you don't nerf specs and just choose to buff specs, it doesn't necessarily take away from other specs. I think from an activity standpoint, like I think it's okay for things to be too strong and OP for a while. All right, Cinder Brew 10. Yeah, I think nothing is just kind of. I think aggressively tuning is not worth it. Only get rid of the really. Anytime you nerf something, you should never ever take it from being insane to not being insane. It should just be, if you're insane, it should just nerf you to a point that you're still insane, but less of an outlier. And I think sometimes oftentimes it's the case, but sometimes they'll actually hit a spec too hard, and it'll just fall off entirely. Those types of things just end up having a negative effect overall on the ladder. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think you can certainly aggressively tune early, but I'm not a huge fan of doing it late. I'm so tired. Ugh. We need to get 2 more of these done though. Pardon? You can't? It's another like 45 minutes. No or yes? We need to do 2 or it's not worth it. Pardon? You don't want to? We're already here. We're already at the instance for number 3. It's 4, right? Is it 4 for the next vault? Yeah, we're 2 out of 4. Otherwise, it's 1 vault. Do we say fuck it and get lucky with 1? What do you think? I mean, if you're available for 2, we should do 2. Otherwise, you just have a high chance of getting nothing. Getting no upgrade. You can zone when you're ready. He isn't the most geared, that's true.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up? I got a mythic helmet I wasn't using. Oops. All right, big bull. Big fuck off bull. Honestly, not a very smart pull. It's like an incredibly not smart pull. This is a really dumb pull.
This fucking 100 pets. Fucking.
He's dancing around outside of that shit. Does he run out of it?
AFK outside?
No, I'm watching him. Got my eye on that hunter, man. He ran out of the zone too.
Fuck.
Not a pets. Is he actually literally a troll? No, he's night elf.
Okay,
We're all living our best lives.
I don't have any more.
Yeah, I gotta live on my own. Oh, that's a disorient.
Oh god, I'm dead.
I mean, there's some sort of disorient that goes on the... No, he doesn't have me getting disoriented. I'm not sure what's going to stand... Is it the thing you stand in? The thing that this guy's running around? Oh no, it's this one on the ground. It's the fact that he's so, look at him move. See him going back and forth constantly? He has some crazy movement that I'm impressed by, but also not impressed by at the same time. Big hit. Watch your feet. Big hit. Oh, and that mechanic too at the same time. Watch your feet. Big hit.
It's to be a bar fight now. Good. Goes down smooth. Break it
Which guy? It's kind of crazy. The hunter so far is not doing the craziest damn.
Time for happy hour. Where's my drink?
Oh, if you run into anyone with the brew, it instantly removes it.
Keep 'em coming.
Did you deliver any?
No, I.
You just pick up a thing and you run it to the people. Oh,
Break it up. Break it up.
so you grab these. He's gonna drop mugs. You grab them. You don't touch any other players, and you run them to the. You gotta heal anyway, but you run them to the angry, like the glowing patrons. No, it was at the place we were at before. We had to pick them up. See, there's 5 things here. You don't see these things I'm grabbing? Yeah, you grab those and take them across the people. And you can... No, you start there and you run them out. No, add-ons have been banned for a long time. I'm not even sure if Midnight will ban add-ons. They are looking at... From what it sounds like, they're planning to ban add-ons by like, 2 expansions from now. I don't think add-ons are going anywhere anytime soon. I think people misinterpret. They're intentionally giving people a lot of warning and explaining what they want to do with the in-game add-ons. They want to try to replace add-ons with in-house stuff that everyone has access to. That is their goal.
Are you here to help? My zeal
You see this?
business led to faulty reasoning.
The hunters walked into them. I don't know what the flamethrower is for, man. I have no clue. I mean, it might do damage. It sounds like a flamethrower would do damage. Yeah, it goes without saying that flamethrowers probably fucking do damage. This is a big pull. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The mobs just kind of fuck around for a bit. Hunter pulled an unnecessary pack. I think our Hunt is
It just fucking doesn't. It's perfect.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, that thing. Oh my god, this guy's gonna.
This just I think it's just too brutal with what we have here. We're all dead. Just letting it wipe. Reset.
It's fucking.
And we just tried to do a skip and the Hunter walked into like face pulled it. Oh, is it? Uh-oh. I think it's all coming. Oh, fuck. Bro, I don't know why it's chaining. We're kind of going to get chain wiped more than likely. I mean, I have no way to stop it from chain wiping us. Oh, they're low. The casters are all low. Maybe we're fine. We're fine-ish now. Nah, it's just... I don't know. I don't know. I guess when you pug, there's a very large gap in, like... His eye level is like 650 something, which is low. But his IO's not that egregiously low. And I was just, there's...
That's king.
I kind of assume everyone's way more insane than I am because I have no idea what I'm doing. But... And that's... He probably still is more insane than I am, but only by like 5% instead of the usual 500% like Dank. What's up?
There's like no wall or whatever.
All right, that one pull took 10 deaths from us though. Those needs to hire the guys making ads currently and give them guidelines on what they'd like them to be. It's unlikely. Hey, Liam. I think in general, their goal is just to, it's not, I mean, it sounds like they want to pretty much have add-ons exactly where add-ons currently are. They just want to have that information. It doesn't sound like they're trying to take away that much information from what their current language seems to be. They want add-ons to be more like any information that's currently being given by add-ons to be more accessible, but they also want boss fights to not be possible to trivialize, and they don't want every single CD to be known at all times. That's most of what the game is today with add-ons. They want add-ons to do most of the work. They want to have the base game do most of the work. And they want to be able to create PvE fights that are more difficult to fuck with. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a ban on add-ons to me. It just sounds like they want to try and streamline it so that there's no advantage for having add-ons. Not that they have some specific plan to change the way that the game plays in any way. Which doesn't sound bad. In principle, it's very noble, right? In PvP, it sounds like you would have. They want to have. They're a fan of audio cues as well. They want to have effectively the audio cues you already have. We lost one again. Oh, explosive burr. Explosive burr again. Bro, it wasn't his pet, it was just him, man. I don't know. He's questionable. I'm beginning to have my doubts on banana pets, man. But he's definitely legit. Like he's not doing it. It's definitely not intentional. You know, he's not inting intentionally. He's just inting for the sake of it. But for the love of it almost.
Hello, Mr. Mess.
Hello.
Welcome back. Did you miss my beautiful, beautiful voice? GG on Orc.
Thank you, buddy. I miss you, Yosk. I did not miss Trump's voice in my stream at all. That part I did not miss. Being honest, it just wasn't one of the things that crossed my mind. Like I wasn't like, oh, you know what I would love to listen to right now? No, I didn't have that thought. I didn't have that thought at all. I don't dream about it, man. It did not cross my mind. Peachy, buddy, the 45-month resub. Exactly, Vigi. You are completely on the money with that. That's what I think they want to. A lot of people are like, oh, they're removing add-ons. I don't think that's how you're supposed to look at it. It sounds like they just want to be the people that kind of just determine. Like what they're trying to get rid of is not the functionality of currently with add-ons. Their goal is to even the playing field so that add-ons themselves. What's up? Uh-oh, I pulled. We may be all dead. You just restarting it, or you're back? I think they just want to make it so that everyone has the same power. You don't get an advantage for downloading an add-on, or at least not much of one for combat ones, and that's great. Good. There's not a single person that advocates for add-ons being that main thing, to be honest. And if they said, okay, there's lands and there's no add-ons at the lands, we'd all be deleting our add-ons instantly. The only reason I have add-ons is because it got to a point where, I mean, the whole like add-ons and PvP kind of argument started in 2019, for me at least. In 2019, they started allowing some add-ons on LAN. And so the first thing we did was every single person got every single add-on from that wanted to compete. And we set to work building a UI around it. And then when LANs got cancelled in 2020, we started to slowly building WeCoreism because suddenly there were no LANs anymore, and that meant that you could kind of do anything with add-ons. Well, that's very true. And we're not even sure what they would do if they had a LAN. They actually did have one LAN. In 2023, they had I went and met Johnny and stuff, but they had a guild clash, is what they called it. And at the guild clash, they allowed all WeCores, every single one of them. They allowed whatever you wanted. There was no restrictions whatsoever on add-ons. I don't know. I think the boss got the buff. It took a weird path to me though. No, you got killed by the... Yeah, filler. It's like 5 mil. Okay.
That mean elemental took months of R&D. You goody goodies don't know who you're dealing with.
Yeah, Jessica WeCore was a thing for sure.
And I'll catch you out, you hear me?
Good luck, team. A lot of mobs here. Do you think when BlizzCon was more satisfying than not at LAN? I mean, LANs were definitely more exciting than online tournaments. 100%. Bane, think of the 66-month resub, buddy. There's something quite special about having a crowd when you're playing. 100%. And having that kind of connection because you can actually see them at the same time. Watching people enjoy the games is pretty sick and pretty unique. Not having that is definitely unfortunate.
My bees! You put them in cages? They should be free gathering pollen in the forest.
We had to lock up your bees. Letting them be free range was too much labor. And the anger and frustration just makes that honey spicy. Right, Frank? Frank!
Yeah, no, it's definitely... It was awesome. We missed the LANs for sure. LANs were very special. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. This is a big pool. Probably.
Time to bust out my bees. The best for my bees. Hot honey coming at ya. Flap those wings, darling. Burn
This is kind of crazy. This is really crazy. Almost did it. The scariest part.
hot honey coming at ya. Get those wings popping.
Then BlizzCon not being a regular thing, and no lands is ultimately a money thing. I never heard an explanation as to why they're not a thing anymore. Yeah, so it's complicated and interesting. So I think Blizzard made a mistake that I think they're trying to rectify. So lands, or not so much lands, BlizzCon, Blizzard I think previously thought was obviously like individually it's a financial loss. The event itself is not profitable, but the overall effect on their games is profitable. That's what they believed, I think, before COVID. And then COVID happened, and I think they got confused. They saw, despite the fact they weren't having BlizzCons during the COVID era, they were probably making more money from things like Shadowlands, even releasing entirely with work from home, and no in-person events and all that kind of things. So they figured, okay, fuck it. Like they brought back BlizzCon in 2023 after COVID, and they didn't notice a big bump from that BlizzCon. And then they figure, okay, fuck it, BlizzCons are canceled. They're not worth money, and they don't make us money they don't get a big bump afterwards. So what's the point in them? And it wasn't until War Within came out in 2024 that it became obvious that there was a problem, right? Because basically, War Within, despite having no major issues, just undersold by a shitload relative to other expansions. It's been a much smaller expansion. So I think at that point they realized, okay, it was the COVID effect that was causing BlizzCon to not look as important, and War Within suffered because they didn't have a BlizzCon to sell it. Now they did a 2023 BlizzCon, a one-off, and that one-off BlizzCon didn't produce they invested big in it too, probably to see, they probably could measure a financial impact from it, but I think they weren't taking into account the fact that there was like a lot of their results were skewed by work from home and COVID for like those 2 years from 2020 to 2022. So I think they thought, okay, like, 2023 was also like a kind of a down year as well, right? There were no expansion releases in 2023, no game launches, I think, at all for them in 2023. So they probably figured, okay, there was no noticeable. They weren't selling anything at that BlizzCon, and therefore it's not valuable. But I think they realized, that when all the games in 2024 undersold, that there was value in that event, and they just couldn't see it. In 2023, they had negative press? I don't think so. Like I said, that
What the fuck?
I don't actually know what killed you. They just all jumped on you. They just jumped on you. Like they all like leapt at you. Yeah, you could definitely be right. ID. And streaming.
Alright, employees. But now you're dealing with the BEO herself. You won't be taking the scenery from me. Action out.
Wait, what the fuck? That's not good. It like knocks and someone had none of them. There'll be a few explosions. Yeah, no, it's gonna be the PC. I think your graphics. I think your graphics card's just like gone almost. Yeah. Your graphics card's not long until it's gone. Thing is old. Oh, that's a lot of damn. How's LA? Eating good food? Honestly, we didn't have any crazy food. The best food I think I had over the couple days was actually at the liquid facility itself. Like they had for like 3 of the days they had either catering or someone preparing food there, and it was really good. And then outside of that, we just had like, you know, predictable fast food type stuff that we'd DoorDash or whatever, which not as interesting. And you know, you have it because it's consistent, right? No, we're pretty old. Like, you know, we didn't mess around. We got in and out one day. It was good, ish. Hiroki, you got. I mean, that counts fast. Let's do that. Put that into 10, and we'll do it.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, your graphics card's fucked. I mean, the graphics card's gone. I don't know what to tell you. No. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second, Johnny. Just restart your game. Like why? You probably should restart your PC. Okay, In-N-Out is literally a national treasure. I'm not saying that In-N-Out is not an amazing. I'm saying this specific batch of In-N-Out was actually pretty dog shit for In-N-Out by standards of In-N-Out being good. And this specific, it's like you went the chips were soggy. Like the burger was like kind of mushy, you know, like that's all it was. The bun was kind of like underdone. It just tastes bad by In-N-Out standards. In-N-Out is amazing, just a bad batch, you know. And it's interesting because I feel like it's the first time I've ever had In-N-Out where I've been like, hey, that's actually pretty mid. I've had it a couple times now, and yeah, it's like almost always really, really good. That's the first time that they just did a bad job preparing it, I guess. Fries on mid. The fries are very good for what they are, I think. I prefer them to like, I don't know, what are good fries, good fast food fries. I haven't had Whataburger. I haven't had, I will also say I haven't had Five Guys either. We need a Lusto. We get Stinky Ledgy? I think we do. We got Spiced Rummy as well. They actually have very similar names. McDonald's fries, bro. I think In-N-Out fries fucking dominate McDonald's fries. Well, okay. You're talking about, I don't know. I would say that in general, not In-N-Out, but like most Australian, New Zealand fast food kind of destroys American fast food, being real. They're doing Mechagon. You know what I mean? Like, it's BFA. Most fast food, like, I don't know, man. I had Burger King over here, man, and I had Burger King in New Zealand. And all I'm saying is they are not close. I think Burger King is considered like kind of towards the very bottom of fast food in America. It's like peak. It's like really good in New Zealand, or at least it was. But it's considered the cheap option in America, I think, and it's considered the more expensive one in New Zealand. But I don't know. I don't even think they have half of the food like on the menu. Can you even get a... Yeah. Not anymore cheap anymore. Oh, wait, it's expensive. I guess they have to make up the fact that no one eats it. You're all there. I'm going.
Even
I gotta figure out where the fuck I'm going. I mean, they don't even have the menu. Like, another thing is, I don't know if anyone here is from, I mean, has anyone ever had a McChicken burger in America versus New Zealand? That can talk about that? McChicken is like dollar menu America. Like dollar menu. It is the literally cheapest thing you can buy at McDonald's, and it tastes like shit. Okay, that's maybe going a bit far, but it's not that good. But it's actually like on par with a Big Mac in New Zealand, and it's totally different. Or why is there cheese in the McChicken, man? What are you, that is illegal, by the way. We just do the 11, it's fine. You can just stay. Just do the 11. It's fine. Oh, it may, yeah. No, it's possible to go worse. I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't had New Zealand fast food since, not just like pre-COVID, but like I don't think I've had New Zealand fast food since I left New Zealand. We're doing all of it. Fuck it. They want me to yell it? They want me to yell it, right? Oh. It's not you're supposed to group these things up, man. One goes off, but we survive. One goes off, but we push on. Oh, shit. I almost died, but we live. Are they all gone? Oh, they are. Normal pull now. I don't know if they all blew up or killed or what, but that actually was not that bad. Final piece is fucking amazing. I will also tell you that from memory, at least, honestly, I want to say that most fast food places just dominate American fast food places, and it's not even close. But In-N-Out's an exception, 100%. I have not had Five Guys, so I couldn't tell you on that one. I have not had most of the upscale ones in the US. I don't think I've had any. I mean, In-N-Out's a cheap one, right?
The city's entrance is located just past this arena.
I haven't had Whataburger, Five Guys.
No sweat, pal. I'm putting 20 large on no mercy.
But if they win, won't we be dead?
If I can't bet on a sure thing, then I ain't really living.
Strong? Yeah, I noticed.
And yet, the vote. But we're still throwing them out with the trash. Trash, 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 trash.
This guy said be careful what I just did, so that's good. Everyone face somebody. Whoa, that hurt. No, you paints it. You already pre-paints it the previous thing. Nice, it's on me. This is kind of safe, but yeah, I'm just gonna do these 3 and then we'll move on. You should side a drink probably after those 2. Thank you, face somebody. Still try with tonight. Honestly, we're tired, man. Have you noticed everyone swears the nose cooking's the best in the world? I haven't heard that as much, but I do think there's probably a degree of, you to spell me when you can. There's probably a degree of get behind the thing, like a sense of like it's home type thing. So like people prefer that aspect. You're a little bit dead. The dog got you, man. There's no way it's the graphics card.
Dog was blocking.
You can't blame the graphics card on that.
I not see.
The dog may have destroyed you, but I don't think it's the graphics card. I think we're just tired. Dispel me. And get behind the thing over here. I will have to keep myself alive. Oh, I have 2 of them? Spell it when you can. Alright, it was painful. Doing it again. Dispel me. And get behind.
You got it.
Dog did eat the graphics card.
I'm serious. It was like bugged out.
I mean, her graphics card's bad. I don't want to go though. They're still hit pretty hard by tariffs. Updated drivers? Maybe not recent. I don't know. Have there been any driver updates recently? I've updated them a few times, I think, for stolen her a GPU from the facility. That is not an option. Committing a crime, not.
Attention, citizens. Please remain in your domiciles. Guards are currently en route to quell the disturbance.
8 days ago? Okay, never mind. Yeah. Man, it's kind of recent. 8 days ago, huh? Like right before I left. Is it right before I left?
So, you dismantled a few of my lesser inventions. Let us see how you fare against something more advanced.
I think a 1080 for her. Here's my old one.
possess a modicum of skill.
Not graphics card.
Prove
I have a 3080 still.
against my
Updated my other stuff. Everything but GPU.
Sparklocks! The invaders have made it past the outer defenses. I want their steady
Babe, I'm gonna 51 month resub, man.
Rest assured, these organisms will be expanded
Oh my God.
on our metropolis.
Not that quick. You can't possibly have an issue that fast.
So
Or what is that? That path they're taking is. Ooh, that's not what I was looking to do. I mean, the first one was you had an issue on. That was the second thing. Not even behind. I'm still gonna make it the exact same time. Does what he wants. How long's the flight? So the actual like flights themselves are like 3 hours, I want to say, and 1 hour or so. But the way that it works out ends up being like 12 hours of like you have to like leave 2 hours before the flight, and then I have a layover, and it ends up being like a 12-hour travel day. Like today, well, there were additional delays today as well. Yeah, no, it's not like New Zealand ones. The New Zealand travel days were really crazy. When I would fly to New Zealand, it would be like basically like 18, 19 hours. Not just like flying, but like, you know, you'd leave maybe more than that, 20, maybe 20 hours for those travel days. Yeah, the layovers are what kill you on international flights for sure. Have you booked already, Av? When are you heading back? Ninth. Okay, gotcha. Oh, the games are super close. Yeah, I'm really happy with how we did, to be honest. But it's not the result that everyone wanted. But it's also not the result we didn't want either. You know what I mean? Like it's last time we had. It's interesting and kind of poetic in a way that like last ABC, we lost to Calvish's team. They knocked us out before the gauntlet, like in the gauntlet. They beat us in the gauntlet, and this time we beat the Calvish team twice. Which is not to say that it's like your whole goal, but like, you know, I think it shows some progress within the team in terms of how things are going. It wasn't like they were definitely very uncomfortable games for Jung as well. So I think it was and there was a lot of diversity shown, especially from like Chuck in terms of like his depth on healers and stuff this season. And it was a good season. I think there's a lot to be proud of. I mean, our comps are just dampening. we started playing a mixture of our normal stuff and then dampeners. They have some really sick comps. I mean, that sounds like. I mean, I have no clue what Sam's gonna do.
That transport to access Mechagon's tower. So, my misguided son returns. I'm impressed you made it this far. You are no longer my father. Just a malfunctioning machine that must be shut down. Poor child. If only you could accept the truth. The curse of flesh has run rampant across Azeroth, and I will replace it with mechanical purity.
I mean, a few times he's been close to doing it. I just don't know if he likes it compared to playing Arcane and Walk and all that kind of thing, you know? I feel like he must prefer DPS. He was on the team that became Jung. As their healer. And he decided he wanted to DPS more. No, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I hope DKs do well next season too. This is a pretty clean 11. I mean, we got 13 minutes. They pulled. Yeah, I think it was my bad, probably, but. Well, the time Drew wasn't insane. Another one's over here. Yeah, I'm trying to keep moving. Are they just living forever? Are they slowly dying? I think they're dying, actually. We haven't been streaming from the facility. I kind of expected to check the stream tonight. Honestly, I wasn't gonna stream tonight. I'm gonna stop like right after this, pretty much, and get some sleep. And be on early tomorrow with changes and stuff. What motivation you have to test and you change when ABC's over? I mean, I suppose there's more to the game than only ABC. I think from a team standpoint, sure. I'll play mob as well when I haven't got beta right now. But I mean, there's plenty of reasons to play outside of just tournament, for sure. I love the game outside of ABC as well. It's just disappointing that the changes didn't happen during ABC, but it doesn't mean the changes aren't still welcomed. I mean, the majority of players aren't part of ABC, right?
You think you have defeated me? Fools! All you have done is dismantle a piece of furniture. You wish to test my true ordnance? I will happily oblige. All power to weapons!
I think console's a very real possibility, yeah. I think so, Ab, yeah. I think the one button rotation especially, I don't think the add-on thing changes that very much, but I think the one button rotation definitely pushes towards the possibility of having consoles part of the mix. And that'd be really good for the game, I think. So in that sense, I kind of hope that the game goes that direction, but, you know, guess we'll have to see.
All power to weapons! Magnetic grapple!
Yeah, it'd be sick with Game Pass. We'll see what they do. I mean, maybe I assume I'm going to find out about midnight kind of soon, yeah? Can't be long.
All power to weapons!
Easy plus, maybe plus 2 even. Probably is a plus 2 at 7 minutes, right? It is. Plus 2 to the 11.
The mech originator has been destroyed.
Oh, we ain't doing the 13 now. That unlocks the second box.
King Mechagon's vision of the world is
Pardon?
not one my people share.
Free what?
We must now focus on rebuilding.
You have 2 vault slots now.
You need only request it.
Huh. This partnership wasn't that bad. Reminds me how profitable working with you alliance
So that's,
can be.
at least from my POV, good enough. You have a better chance of not getting screwed in your vault. Alright, guys. I am fucking tired, if I'm being honest. What comedy was most effective? How Ori went? Sorry, I'll answer a couple questions before I go, because I've been paying attention to this mostly. And my warrior came a bit. I think if you looked at my warrior before I left to go to the facility and my warrior now, which you probably won't see at all, because why would I play warrior now? But I got better at it for sure. I got a bit better understanding of how it should work, and yeah, we cleaned up a lot of the like kind of leaks we had in our warrior game for sure. I think it was solid. I think it was exceptional, but I think I got solid at it for sure. Which again, as a spec that I typically play maybe once in expansion, if that. I don't think I really played it in Dragonflight at all. I'm pretty happy with. It seemed like I wouldn't have changed. Like I think specifically for the 2 games that I played in the tournament, I don't think there's much I regret about what I did. Play wise, there was one bad parry on hook, and I made the choice to go rogue on the ground that I didn't like. I think that, you know, straying, like, it made the Nagrand game like a lot closer than it needed to be. But in general, I'm pretty happy with like kind of most of what I was doing, which I don't think I can, especially on ults. I usually couldn't say that I love, but I was pretty happy with that. I don't think that we had the, like, you need to have like targeted war games to really, like, I think, justify playing any kind of warrior comp into, say, Jung. So I don't think there was any situation I'd be good there, and I'm really happy with how the team played against Jung. They were pushed quite a bit. I mean, it was a 3-2 series and a 2-4 series, right? They got pushed as well. They're great games, I think. Do you think the Commander Bill's going to take over when the changes live? I don't know. I'm planning to log on pretty soon after changes tomorrow. I do think Commander Bill will take over, or at least some. I think any build that you play will probably incorporate Magus, would be my guess. That'd be my assumption. I don't play Blood and PvP at the moment. I don't think Blood and PvP is very good at all. If you do play Blood PvP, your only thing you care about pretty much is you would not play Sand Lane, you'd play Deathbringer, and you basically focus around playing which talent? Reaper of Souls? Yeah. You play Reaper of Souls and you triple sorry people with Dancing Ribbon. That is the best thing that Blood has at the moment. I mean, I plan to play probably Commando, like tomorrow. The build I would play as Unholy, and I would recommend you play as well. You should probably play full Commander build with Menacing Magus and Magus. So you'd want to, like, a build for tomorrow would be I don't know how I'd do it. Something like this, maybe, as a starting point. I'm trying to see what other options you have. You also have the option to go with a point in decomp. If Magus really pops off, decomp can add an extra, 2-3 seconds per Magus, and that can be important. But I would imagine something like this is pretty consistent and still has menacing while also having a 5% amp as well. I don't think you can get menacing and also get death threat without sacrificing, like, say, Rod and Touch, and I don't think that would be better. I suppose it's worth mentioning that it's possible because this gives you a 10% amp. I think, is it only from you? If it doesn't apply to your Magus, then I don't think that losing death threat is that big of a deal. But yeah, just things to think about it. And then if you don't play Menacing Magus, something like the build I'm playing right now is fine, or like this is fine, or what builds can you play? That's really it. You also might consider playing really weird builds. It's unlikely though. The really weird builds are like, ooh, can you do that? Can you actually do that? No, you can't. I mean, you could. Wait, is this too cooked? How do we do this? We can. That's a cooked build, man. I just on the spot thought of this. It's super cooked. You're playing Magus and you're playing Diseases, but you're missing out on Festamite. Imagine if that cooks. Someone try this. I don't think you need UA. This is the kind of build you don't want to be good. if Magus is truly OP, this build might actually be the highest DPS build you can play. Just because you have like it's the worst damage profile ever. It's all rot and pets. I hope this build sucks. I'm gonna save it because I think it's interesting. I think it's actually a possibility this build works. It's like basically like Plaguebringer has a lot of sustain, and you have all the important talents for Plaguebringer, but you also have all the talents for Magus as well. You are missing some really important shit. But like you bridge the gap between Plaguebringer and Magus. Like Plaguebringer has no burst, and then Magus brings burst and spike. So it's actually possible that this build both does more damage. It might just be the top damage, while also having some, but like has less burst than the other build. But it actually could work. If this build's good, I hope it's not good. It could be good though. It plays the exact same way as normal build streaming. It plays the exact same way, with more consistency than not like. So Festamite's weird. Like Festamite is inconsistent. This build would play the exact same way as any other build. It would just have more burst. It's just Plaguebringer with more burst. Like Plaguebringer is typically not bursty at all. This would just be Plaguebringer with additional burst. Could actually be decent. Play well on beating record? I wouldn't say that, but thank you, buddy. Thank you very much, man. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I will be on tomorrow. We'll test some stuff out. Thank you to Bait for the 51-month resub, Bane for the 66-month resub, Peach for the 45-month resub, KWYT the 48-month resub, Faceman the 2-month resub, Baselli the 41-month resub, D's the 29-month resub, DGR the 32-month resub, Money Crusher the 39-month resub, Dev the 42-month resub, Chrome the 53-month resub, and Baselli again with the 40-month resub. There was a 40-month and a 41-month resub apparently 3 days ago. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be on tomorrow. And Dirty Dirk as well with a 13-month resub, man. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting this weekend as well. Means a lot.